Hello everybody, my name is Petri Alanko. I'm a composer, sound designer and a producer, and you probably know me from Alan Wake. I composed the soundtrack and quite a few other titles as well, namely Quantum Break, Control and even a few tracks for Crossfire 2. And we're here to discuss about 3 tracks I wrote for Alan Wake. At some point, the cinematic director contacted me and they wanted to have a track for the opening titles where there were supposed to be voiceovers. I made at least 24 versions of this first track because we had to have this crescendo. It had to be just about the right size and it had to be in the right position where we are just lowering down towards the road. Easily, of all the tracks on the soundtrack and all the tracks in the game, this opening track was probably the hardest one to achieve. And then, when they wanted some psycho thriller stuff, we had to add all this underscore, and there was a beautiful string line on top of this all. It was kind of fading away and meandering and spiraling and everything. And we needed to get it lower and more silent and lower and lower. And at some point I realized that we don't have any volume at all. And they still wanted this to make it more silent. And I asked, how can I make it more silent when it's already mute? I never got any answer to that, but it pays off. It sounds actually quite nice when it's in the game and the voiceovers are in there and you see the picture. So, they knew what they wanted. I still remember the feeling when I realized that it's when Alan says goodbye to Barry. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? This is how it sounds like after a metamorphosis. Because in the first place, I had imagined this to be some kind of Scandinavian, Norwegian style fjord song or something from the very northern part of Norway, which is where the Thor and Odin are from. When Remedy asked me to compose music for the goodbyes, I was kind of baffled and even locked up because I couldn't believe what was going to happen. And then something clicked in my mind. Hey, that melody, it has some kind of a sense of belonging and longing, both. And it's still a song about a goodbye. When we were recording the track in Germany, I remember when the orchestrator looked at me and said, hey, this is a money track. And I had no idea what money track would mean, but it turned out that he was actually quite right, because it's interesting that a few people have used this one for wedding and confirmations, and some kids have gotten their names with this track playing behind. So interesting how people find different uses for different tracks. The last track is called Departure, and it's placed right at the end of the game, where Alan has gone to the other side and thus has released his wife. When I first saw Alan Wake being demonstrated to me, there was this incredibly beautiful feature that kept cycling the night and day, which happens in this cinematic in the game. It was just, it looked phenomenal. And this last part, it wasn't supposed to be used anywhere in the game. It was thought as too fantasy-ish, too elven, too, pointy ears. And since there's a hint of woodwinds which were forbidden, and brass was forbidden too, it was a little too entertaining to the producer's taste, and it was shelved for a long time until the cinematic director Stobe Harju finally realized that it's actually quite a nice way to end the game. But since they had edited the two tracks just, on top of each other almost, it sounded a little bit awful, so I had to choose which one to pitch up or down. In the end, where the track ends, there's a picture of Rose holding a lantern in her hands, and that was kind of spooky. I always thought that maybe if there's ever going to be a sequel, maybe that's the thing where the sequel starts. But I don't know. Remedy has now announced that they are making the Alan Wake 2. Well, I have no idea how it starts. No idea whatsoever. Don't even ask. There is something in that game because I am still speechless when I think about the events during the making of the soundtracks. There is something really odd going on with the game. And I can't really explain what it is.